So today we're going to be building my first spawner farm on this map of Skyblock. Even though we already have a blaze farm, I don't really count it. But anyways, we're going to be building one that actually produces money. So then we can actually progress within the game. So if we take a look in Gem Shop, there is a scroll we can buy called a Fire Scroll for 10,000 gems per. And we're going to try and get as many of those as we can on certain spawners. And of course, we're going to need the top tier spawners possible in the game. Supposedly, most people go for silverfish and witch spawners. I'm gonna add villagers to my farm, but not as many as most people would. I do have some spawners we can start with. We'll use iron golems, silverfish, villagers, and then we don't have witches currently. What we will get here in a moment, maybe a few of them. And the way we're going to actually be obtaining them is by opening a ton of keys to get all these spawners. I've stocked up a ton of keys over time from my alts. As you can see, there's keys that get put into here from the alt. And we're gonna be going ahead opening every single one of these that we have. We have 2,000 Tempest keys, what is absolutely insane and is going to get us so many good spawners, as you can see from the variety right here. So what we're going to do is build a 2x2 chunk mob farm. So with these chunks right here, and of course the path will go along down here, but we do need to go ahead and get some stone brick because we are just gonna lay everything out. We won't do the design right now, but we'll go ahead and lay out the pathway for this whole thing. And then we have to figure out where the spawners are actually going to be placed. So what we'll do is put a ring around the whole farm of like a 3x3 path, I think is what we'll go for here. And last map, I was told that apparently it is a 3x3 gap. That is the best gap between spawners you want, from what I've heard. Apparently 4 makes a better difference, but it's very little, so it's not really too worth it to invest in it. Basically, I'm trying to like make my farm a little compact as well as effective, so 3 is gonna be good enough. Once we're done building the actual farm, we'll go ahead and make the actual pathway along all this. For now, it doesn't really need that. For now, we just want to lay out where the chunks are and then the path around the whole farm will be, because we're gonna put like glass and stuff like last map, if you've seen those videos, of course. Also, I just realized I built the pathway wrong, so I'm gonna have to fix this. So I'm trying to figure out where the spawner will actually go, the first center one. What I think is right here, because we're gonna have 3 tall, and then the spawner pillar, like the top of it, will be right here. And then we need 3 block gaps, and then if we need to adjust the pathway around the edge, we will. But we'll go out until we have pretty much close to the pathway and a 3 block gap to the pathway and the spawner. Okay, so the pathway needs to be expanded on this side just by 1, and then trimmed on the inside, of course, because this is where the wall is going to actually be of the pathway, where we put glass. And there's a 3 block gap from where the spawner would sit, of course, so we do need to kind of just get rid of this, and then eventually we'll put the actual wall with decorations. So we'll do it from over here, see how far we can go as well. And I think we might have to trim this as well. Yes, we have to trim it back 1. I just want to make this super optimized for long-term purposes. But as you can see, there's a 3 block gap, and then we'll put the wall here just so the spawners have enough room to spawn things. Last map, what I was doing, I was putting a 2 block gap because it did work, but it actually slows down the production by quite a decent bit. Okay, so the spawner, and then the wall would be right here. So this side is perfect, so I'd assume this side might be perfect as well. Just have to double check, of course, and then it comes down to just placing all the spawners in, or these spawner pillars, I should say. 3 block gap and then the wall, perfect. So now this is our layout that we have for the spawner farm. It's pretty much established perfectly. So now we just have to go ahead and line up the rest of these pillars that we need to place down, and it should be good from there. And we'll start with 1 chunk area, like a corner or something. So then we don't have to actually use as many cell chests and hoppers and whatnot, just to make things way easier and less pricey. Okay, 1 corner is done. 2 corners are done. Okay, 3 corners are now done. And we should be pretty much done all the corners now. So in total, it's about a 7x7 kind of pillar area, what is not too bad for the amount of spawners we can place downwards. So I can't really complain, it's pretty good. So now we need to go ahead, decorate this kind of. It's just putting the logs, the slabs, and the fences if we need any fences. So we just need to go ahead, grab all the resources that we need, of course. So let's go ahead, buy the dark oak logs. We're done with the logs on the inside. We're gonna put slabs on the top of here. So what we'll do above this now is we're gonna put a layer of stone brick. Or actually, I got a better idea. We'll just put glass on every single side we can. So we need to go into shop, and we're gonna go, I believe it's colored blocks, and we'll buy regular glass. We'll get a total of 6 stacks. So now the height of this whole build is going to be around here, and then goes up to this tall. So 5 tall, and then the roof of glass. Because I want it to be visible so people can see the farm, of course. I don't want it to be like blocked off completely. So we're gonna put glass instead so people can actually just view it. So all 4 walls are now done. We're gonna put pillars in the corners, and we'll make some slabs here. And what we're gonna do is pretty much just go along here, make a layer of slabs, and do it all the way around, and then have the layer of glass, as you can see right here. And then we should be pretty much done with the little box for the spawner farm. All right, I'm about to finish the roof of glass. There we go, the glass is done. So what I'm going to do, since I'm done the glass roof, is place down a rare auto sell chest, and we'll get a regular one from shop. We don't have any legendary ones, what's kind of unfortunate, but I mean, it is what it is. But we will grab the legendary chunk hoppers that we have, of course, so we'll grab 2, which should be pretty much good enough. I think I'll actually add the other 2 in. So from what I'm discovering right now, you can only have 3 chunk hoppers in a chunk. What is actually quite interesting, I didn't know this, I think it's a new thing. Last map, it was not limited. We've got only 3 legendary chunk hoppers here and a rare double chest for auto selling. So now all the loot will be picked up in there. I'll set up another one while we're at it as well. Once we open our keys and get more legendary chunk hoppers, that will be very useful. For the time being, we'll just have this prepared. For now, we're gonna have a alt sitting right here. So we're gonna do AFK2. So IS delete warp, if I can type it right, AFK2, and then we create warp, AFK2, and then the alt from here, one of them, will transfer over to here, and it'll sit right up here. Perfect. And another thing we're gonna have to eventually get up is our AFK radius, what is basically just the radius of where the spawners can spawn and how far your alt will reach to make them spawn. So right now it won't fit the full farm, but eventually it will down the road with 2 alt accounts. So we're gonna start in this corner and we'll work our way up. So my alt is gonna teleport over in 20 minutes automatically. So in that 20 minutes, we'll set up the bridge and whatnot, the outside pathway, and then we should be good from there, and the alt will teleport over. So let's go ahead, grab out our stone brick and our wood. So right now I'm currently setting up the pathway. I'm also gonna redesign down in here. I think I was supposed to make the wood a different way, like a way it was placed. So I do need to break this, what is kind of annoying, because I was supposed to place it like this, just to match how I have the other side of the island laid out. So I'm gonna quickly go ahead and chop this down on this side, and then on the other side to the right of me. Also, I forgot to mention, I did set up a beacon in the video that I was working on the grinding farm, like the blaze farm. The public blaze farm needed strength too, so I did have to set that up as well. So I finally got that set up as well. What is really nice, because then people can one-hit the blazes and kill them quicker. It's just way more convenient. So I did just get finished placing all the wood down, so I gotta place all the glowstone and the trapdoors and the oak slabs, and then we should be pretty much done with the design. Then we can go ahead and move the alt over, because it hasn't even been 20 minutes, so I do need to move it over manually. Then we'll open some keys and set up some spawners, probably the decent ones, not like ones that are kind of bad, like maybe not even iron golems. I was considering iron golems, but I don't think we'll do that. Anyways, we need to make trapdoors. Let's go ahead, craft about maybe a stack of these. There we go, full stack. It is quite tedious to place the trapdoors, I will say, but at the end of the day, it makes the build look way better, so I can't really complain. And there we go, we're done the whole build. It looks pretty decent. I like it personally. It looks decent enough. So now we need to go ahead, open up a ton of keys. First, let me put away my tools, and we're gonna open up Tempest keys. I think we're only gonna open the Tempest. I don't think there's any other point of opening keys except for Tempest. So we'll go ahead, go through all this, and we'll do our salvage all, of course, if we need to. We also got robot builders, what I'll probably just hold on to for the time being, in case I want to get more robots on a video. I do need to put rare chunk hoppers in the salvage all settings, just because they're kind of in the way. So I just filtered the sell wands, because they're honestly just filling the inventory way quicker than I need it to be, and we can get the keys done sooner if we filter them, so it's probably wise we do that. We got a legendary auto sell chest, so we can go ahead, grab out our axe in, I believe, PV3, and we'll go ahead, swap that out, put down the legendary, perfect. And what I'll do with all the legendary chunk hoppers that I get from all these keys is probably just prepare. It turns out our hopper limit's been hit, so I guess I'll just put the rest in PV1. And we got our first 2 witch spawners, let's go. But all these XP XP pouches are going to be so useful. I can't wait to actually spend the XP. We're getting a ton of legendary auto sell chests. What I can't really complain, it just replaces the rare ones and makes them just better to use. So we'll probably sell the rare ones at some point. PV11, I'll put in my value tickets for the time being. So we're basically done with all our keys. That is good. I'll store away all this loot and we'll open up the epic airdrops as well. So one thing I've noticed also is we are going to have to use iron golems. This is all the spawners we have currently, so we're probably going to need to use them. Let's open these airdrops. We got some blaze spawners. I'll go ahead and put those in the mob farm, but actually we are going to max this out really quick. Let's go ahead and buy 3 blazes. It's only 15 million. I know it's probably not worth it, but I mean, I want to get that done with. I've been putting that off for too long. So what I'm going to do is go into the mob farm under here. So the alt should move over eventually, if I'm not mistaken. So one of the alts is about to move over to this spot, I believe. There we go. And I guess we can just go ahead, put down silverfish, villagers, witches, all sorts of spawners. We'll start with witches for the time being. And I actually just need to grab a ton of scrolls. So what I need is, I believe, 7 fire scrolls, if I'm not mistaken. So 70k gems for all 7. I accidentally placed down a villager spawner. We need to pick that up. Let's go ahead, put the fire scroll in. Perfect. Then we'll put down the silverfish in the center as well. And since villagers are hard to get, I guess I'll put them in the center. And then we're going to put iron golems on the outside as well as spiders. So the iron golems will go right here, and we'll put this down. Spiders will go in the corners, and then more iron golems will go right here. And they should die from fire scrolls, if I'm not mistaken. And as you can see, we're already making money. Of course, it's at a slow rate because we don't have scrolls prepared. But now we're going to go into gem shop and get some magic scrolls, just some level 1s. And I think I'm only going to get 3 of them, and then we'll get 3 looting for the center ones. So now we'll put them in these spawners right here because they're the most valuable and realistically should make us the most amount of money. So we're already starting to make money, what is really, really good. So just realized the auto sell chest on the other side is collecting loot. So I do want to move over the spawners. We're going to put the spiders right here, iron golems right here, put the scroll. And turns out you can stack more than 64 now. I just realized. I think that's a new thing. I don't know how high. I think it's 128, I'm going to guess. But that's pretty good to know about. So I don't have to spend as many gems on scrolls, what I actually kind of like. But there we go. That is our first spawner farm that we have on the server. Eventually, it'll expand over time. We'll get way more spawners and we'll make a ton more money from all these. It's going to be very, very good down the road. We just have to keep playing the game and see how far we get. By the way, check out how I had my best start in Minecraft Skyblock on screen.